Hi, everyone, the few people who remained. It's great to be here, and if organizers are somewhere, I would like to thank them for the opportunity. And when I was flying to Dubrovnik, I was kind of ready. I knew what I'm going to say. I had it all mapped out, and then I bumped into Justin again, and he told me to make it personal. And then I thought that I would. And the reason for that is not because it's about me, but actually because it's not about me. I am privileged in the sense that I normally share my time between London, where I'm based permanently, and Kiev, where I would go every single month. And I flew back to Ukraine on the 22nd of February. The reason I did that is that I kind of knew there's going to be a war. It's a bit of a prerogative of us as storytellers that once you set the pieces in a certain way, you know how the story is going to go. The reason I went there was for me to take my mom out of Mariupol, that's where I'm from, and then the long journey back home began. It took me 4 weeks basically to get out of Ukraine to Moldova to Romania, then all the way to London. My mom lived 30 nights in a basement in Mariupol. I saw my building bombed on live TV. It no longer exists. And what it made me realize about content and about what we do is that our industry, it's people. It's the people that some of you know, it's the people some of you worked with, it's the people you were selling content to, buying content from, mingling during markets and festivals, having a cigarette on a terrace, etc. And these people now need your help. And there's many multiple ways you can help. It really does depend on what you do. But it's also not about charity. It's about the fact that these people, the industry of the audiovisual industry of Ukraine, they actually know what they're doing. It is fair to say that Ukraine was on track to become the next big player in the international space. We're kind of thinking that we're going to be the next Israel, and now we have all the more reasons to be that. But pictures say more than 1,000 words, so here it is.
Devastating and deadly air and missile attacks on civilian targets.
The Ukrainian government has come out calling these attacks on civilians nothing short of war crimes.
Perhaps just a few weeks ago, somebody in the world heard the word Ukraine for the very first time. Now, the whole world has finally discovered this brave country, discovered and admired it.
Переможемо, і це 100%.
But let us show Ukraine as it is seen from the perspective of those who have always been inspired by this country. Those for whom Ukraine has always been a synonym for 3 crucial words of our time: love, freedom, and creativity. Let us see Ukraine through the eyes of people who create incredible projects in this country. Ukraine is one of the world's most advanced technological platforms. Over the last 10 years, television and film industry in this country have made a quantum leap. Ukraine creates projects that change people's view of the world, discover new facets of life, reveal a new comprehension of modern challenges, show extraordinary in the ordinary, and the ordinary in things that seem extraordinary. These projects are imbued with sincerity and hope, like Ukraine itself.
Nowadays, Ukrainian films travel a lot through different festivals, representing Ukraine at first-rate ceremonies in Cannes, Venice, Berlin. In fact, Ukrainian pictures always get awarded, and that's very good. Our filmmaking has woken up. US, and it's back. Servant of the People is once again available on Netflix and the US.
Our films and series are presented on all continents and most world-famous VOD platforms. These are stories with Ukrainian content, but they resonate with people around the globe. In these projects, history comes alive and the reality becomes even more real. Our multiculturalism and location between East and West provide a good basis for creating incredible plots and unique characters.
I hope we'll find new projects to come here again. Yeah, because the country is beautiful and the people is, you see, very often.
Якщо вмієш ти зберігати секрети,
Ukraine offers new, unexpected rendering of what is considered to be well known, as every challenge is a chance to create something better, something amazing, something that changes the world.
Скільки ще забере вона твоїх дітей, не твоя війна.
Just have a look at their final of The Voice Ukraine in 2020. During COVID, the world was closed up, but they managed to produce a final show that was almost like I was watching the Eurovision Song Contest, and that for a fraction of the budget.
Before the war, Ukraine was one increasingly growing filming site, open to everyone who came here to create.
This is Jean-Claude Van Damme. I finally arrived in Kiev, Ukraine. Lots of help from the people here in Ukraine, and they're very sweet people. I'm getting hit left and right, and they're tough. They were like two Ukrainian K1 champions. Let's hope for a good shoot.
Our mountains were China, and Kyiv played Paris and London. The mix of all and everything gives you the flexibility to turn things into anything you want. Consider it to be our signature magic. Our music resounded throughout the world, and the world resounded in Ukraine, echoed in our bridges, residential areas, and even in our oddly shaped libraries and stations.
그런 건축물이 굉장히 많더라고요. 그래서 그런 건축물들에서 촬영을 해봤으니까 이런 공간 같은 것들이 굉장히 유명하게 느껴질 거예요. 뮤직비디오를 보면.
Ukraine is a country of creators, inspired by its beauty. We are thousands. Ours is an enormous and modern industry. It is highly professional and super comfortable. We create on our own and help others to create with us.
The level of TV and feature film markets in Ukraine is very high, and our equipment is used in United States, Canada, Asia, and Europe markets.
Ukraine is a country of rich diversity. Robust competition and free market are a solid basis of our prosperity. But no matter how hard we compete with each other, Ukrainians share something that never fails to make us victorious. When the going gets tough, we are united as one.
We are not just creative, we're businesslike. And that's good about our nation. That's all about people. Not to mention a real unique landscape, the nature, the natural resources, the beauties of our nature and our country. I think as a filmmaker myself that there are very impressive pictures and it is impossible to make this artificially however much you invest, billions and billions, but you cannot compete with God in that. That's His creation.
Today, our victory is not a matter of if, it's only a matter of when. And when victory is ours, will be even stronger, more seasoned, and richer at heart. That will be key to our success. Join us to create in Ukraine and create with Ukrainians. Get inspired by the energy of freedom, love, and creativity. That is what Ukraine is about.
So when the war started, the first few days was basically the state of shock, when you're paralyzed in terms of what to do, what to think, where to run. And then the most amazing thing happened in terms of the industry response. What happens is all the channels of Ukraine, which normally would be cutthroat competitors, competing for the audiences, competing for the creative executives, for everything really, they came together to create this global cooperation initiative that was designed for us to continue doing what we do, to deliver the news to the people of Ukraine, and to ensure the survival of the industry longer term. We created this 24/7 single feed, all the channels taking rota from the bunkers, working in shifts to make sure that the news are being done and the news are being delivered. And as a next step of that, because right now there's this clear realization that we are in the same boat, that if the industry doesn't survive, these people are going to leave the industry. They're probably going to leave Ukraine, you're going to be stuck with them. And one of the other initiatives that we're now spearheading is the Ukraine Content Club. It is an initiative designed to help us finance content going forward, content across a variety of genres, scripted drama, but also factual and animation. And the logic behind that is simple. Ukrainian stories need to be told. We know that, and it's only a matter of time before Europe and the rest of the world and Hollywood realize that. But also, Ukrainian stories are no longer Ukrainian. In a way, everyone is Ukrainian now, and if anything, Eurovision has just proven what it really means in terms of the audience. Every 10th person in Poland is Ukrainian now. I don't know how many there are in Croatia, Serbia, etc., but I can only assume that we are many. These stories that we're going to be telling, hopefully together, they matter, and they're going to reach the hearts and minds not only of the Ukrainian people who are living here, but also the people whose lives they are affecting, the families they live with, the workplace buddies they work with, etc. And again, because the words are failing,
and bombs for us. Viva Ukraine! 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 Ukraine!
I looked up. Beautiful. It's beautiful.
The way it's going to work, we're going to reach out eventually to probably most of us and ask to become part of the club, which you can do by either pre-buying content that works for your channel or a platform, or contributing in any other way. If you're a producer, you can do VFX in Ukraine. If anything, COVID has taught us how to work remotely. VFX production, animation, post-production services, it's still available. We are going to continue doing what we're doing, so let's do it together. Thank you.